Hello my loves, what is up? What is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about your November 2022 month ahead prediction. I am so excited to get into it with you, and I hope you are too. If you are new to these videos, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about how they work. So I have 4 different groups in front of me. We have pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, and then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading for the month of November. If you like to choose with the energy of crystals, if you find that that helps, then let's go ahead and pop some crystals on these cards. All right, my loves, if you like to choose with crystals, then here are our crystal options. Over on group number 1, we have this really beautiful piece of rose quartz. Then over on group 2, we have some amethyst. Then on group number 3, we have this green apophyllite. And then over on group 4, this is some dark blue obsidian in a form of a pendulum. So those are our 4 different options. So again, you can take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that'll be linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading for the month of November. With that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. Okay, so group number 1, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. All right, so group 1, we have Temperance being reversed and Strength being reversed, and we have the Hangman and the Knight of Cups upright. It's really interesting. I really think you're going to have a pretty big month, just considering the fact that we have 3 major arcana cards to start us off here. This kind of signifies a pivotal kind of turning point in your life, and it's really interesting, the ones that came up for you. So first thing that I am seeing for you for November is that there's going to be a desire to kind of moderate something in your life a little bit. You may have kind of been diving into something a little bit too much or overindulging in something. This could be when we are either overworking ourselves, or we are like doing a habit too often or something, to the point where it's kind of like hindering us a little bit, and maybe we're noticing like, hey, I need to pull back from this a bit. You know, it could be anything, right? So if you're noticing that you're overworking yourself or spending too much time like watching TV or like doing other things that are sort of taking too much of your energy, it kind of looks like with Strength being reversed, your energy has been a little bit lower. And the biggest thing about November for you is going to be sort of creating a pivotal moment for yourself where you're realizing like, hey, I don't want to be like completely spending my energy in one area constantly to the point where it's like completely draining, you know? And it looks like you're taking time to pause from whatever this is. Like, this could even be a habit of like, oh, I'm going out too much. You know, maybe I'm going out with my friends too much. Maybe we're coming home way too late and I can't continue going on like that so much anymore. Or again, maybe you've just been doing so much. Maybe you've been piling up a heavy workload or saying yes to way too many things to the point where it's like, oh, that's a bit overwhelming, right? And it's been something that's definitely been taking a lot of your energy, and the month of November is going to be a month where it's time to recuperate that. Like, we have the Hangman right here, which symbolizes taking a momentary pause. And so I believe in November, a lot of you are going to desire to kind of like retreat a little bit, maybe retreat your energy a little bit, maybe have a bit more of like an inward month where you're focusing on yourself, focusing on regaining your energy. And the Knight of Cups is such a beautiful card, because this is gonna be sort of the direction that you are pivoting towards, is this Knight of Cups energy. And the Knight of Cups is such a like beautiful card in the sense that this is about your emotional fulfillment. The month of November, you're going to be on a quest for more emotional fulfillment rather than spending your energy all on one place, rather than you know, saying yes to way too many things or overexpending your energy, overindulgence. Like, that's what temperance reversed can indicate is that maybe we've been overindulging in something and losing a little bit of balance in our life. So this could be your work pleasure life, this could be your work relaxation life, this could be anything, right? Your distractions that you may have in life. And it's time to rebalance. The month of November is all about that rebalancing for you. And again, this Knight of Cups is just such a great energy that you're moving towards, because this is about your happiness and the amount of energy that you have. I really think you're going to be focusing more on what makes you feel fulfilled. And I think a lot of you are looking for more like long-term fulfillment rather than short-term fulfillment, because maybe we've been saying yes to a lot of kind of short-term things that we know we aren't fully committed to for the long run, things that we maybe know aren't sustainable in the long run, right? And the month of November is that pivotal point. The month of November is realizing like, hey, maybe I need to focus on the things that maybe are a little bit, they take a little bit more time, they take a little bit more focus, but at the end of the day, it's so worth it. We may need to take a little bit more time to, recuperate our energy if we've been overextending ourselves lately. We may need time to focus on doing something that's healthy for us in the long run rather than spending it on a short-term pleasure. And the Knight of Cups talks about that, because the Knight of Cups is on a quest for emotional fulfillment, something that's going to last, something that's going to keep his cup full for a long time. And I really think you're going to be focused a lot more on kind of self-care. And I feel like I'm hearing the words of like saying yes to yourself, rather than saying yes to things that maybe you're used to saying yes to. I'm seeing you saying yes to yourself and kind of what your inner soul has been sort of calling for, because I feel like for the past about 3 months, your inner self, your inner soul has been almost calling you towards making a shift or making a change, or has been calling you to maybe spend a little bit more time for yourself. And you may even feel certain directions that you've been wanting to steer towards, but maybe it's been like kind of just tough to steer towards that. I really feel like the month of November, especially near the end of it, you're gonna really start to break these old patterns and habits, and you're going to really start to get into a different kind of flow. And this different flow is coming through this pause. There could even be something in your life that might be on pause in a random part of the month of November. Like you may hear a no from something, or you may receive some sort of delay in something. And it's actually going to help you pivot to a much better place. So if you do get something that isn't working out for you in the month of November, maybe something that you were looking forward to or something like that, it's actually going to be for your benefit. Like if an event gets canceled or something like this during the month of November, it's actually going to be a time that is so meant to be. So I don't want you to feel like bad if something that you've been maybe kind of planning for maybe is delayed or something like this, or maybe like you're gonna have an evening where you're maybe spending more time alone, and maybe you're gonna do things that your soul has been calling you towards, and then you're gonna realize like, oh, wait a minute, this feels way better. I'm finally doing this and it feels so good. It's gonna be something that's really actually fulfilling, and I feel like you're gonna wake up feeling refreshed. And that to you is gonna be a pivotal moment of realizing like, maybe that's the direction that I wanna start moving towards in my life. And I really feel like your heart and your whole soul is kind of calling you towards something. It's calling you towards putting more romance in your life. It's calling you towards putting more love into your life. And that doesn't have to be like, that could also be just self-love. Like we can romance ourselves, right? And it's interesting that you guys are the rose quartz pile, because this fits in with you so well. Rose quartz is about like that self-love and that internal love, and it looks like you are pushing and moving towards that and having some breakthroughs and pivotal moments. So if things do feel delayed or stuck, if something feels delayed or stuck, it's actually oddly going to be a divine like thing from kind of like the higher universe that is so meant to be for you. So let's go ahead and see our other cards that we have for you. We have True Love, Come to Me, which I'm not even freaking surprised that this is in your group, because this group is all about, for you, for your month of November, this is about you finding what is calling to your heart, what brings you emotional fulfillment, like a fulfillment that feels like it's lasting, a fulfillment that feels like it's going to be there for a long time, something sustainable, right? It's a sustainable type of fulfillment. And we literally have the romance card coming next. And what was I literally just talking about like a minute ago? We were talking about like romancing yourself. The month of November for you, I really feel like you are putting more energy into yourself, and it's going to feel really good for you. I feel like this is opening up a new chapter of you. There's like a new you that's beginning to emerge because of this like perspective shift, because of this sort of pause. I really think a lot of you are starting to see things in a different way. I also think a lot of you are going to get an epiphany upon your old lifestyle. You're going to get some epiphanies on your old lifestyle, and it's going to cause you to make a shift. It's going to cause you to make a turn. This is going to be a turn where you're more focused on what makes you feel love, fulfillment, and emotional happiness, and what makes you feel like you're blooming, rather than something that's just sort of like, it's here and now. You know, what's going to make you really grow and bloom? And I feel like November is literally about that part of yourself beginning to emerge. I think there's going to be a lot of realizations in the month of November, and a lot of endings to things that were not really fully sustainable in the long term. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our next deck of cards here. So group one, what else do we have for my beautiful group ones for November? Let's see, this card feels like it's wanting to come out. We have the Oracle's Gift. So honestly, I feel like whatever is over here that's maybe not fully kind of maybe working out in the way that you're hoping, it's going to bring you a gift. It's going to put you on a new journey where I really think you're going to be a blossoming flower. If some of you have been trying to attract love into your life, let me tell you, November is going to be a pivotal month for you where you begin changing certain things in your lifestyle that'll begin actually attracting that to you. So definitely embrace it. I almost said pay attention, but just embrace it. It's time to embrace that sort of shift, however that might come up. So enjoy it, because this is something that's going to be quite pivotal for you, especially if you've been feeling stuck in it, or if there's things in November that come up that'll make you feel a little bit kind of stuck or delayed. It's literally shifting you to moving you to bring more self-love in, and this is going to attract more love into your life. Even if you're in a relationship, I feel like this is something that's going to allow you to blossom more and for you to begin to create more romance in your life, because it's also very interesting. If you want the most romance in your life, even if you're in a relationship, you're the one that actually oddly has to bring about that and evoke that feeling. It's your responsibility to evoke that feeling. Otherwise, you're not even going to find it. If you don't find romance in almost anything, but you're hoping for somebody to bring it out in you, well, honestly, like, good luck, because it doesn't actually work that way. It works in the sense of we feel romance when we know how to romance ourselves, when we know how to evoke that feeling within ourselves. And so you're on a journey right now of creating more of that into your life right now. Of creating more of that. And you may even be somebody who already knows how to do that. You know what I mean? You may be somebody who's already attracted to those things and you know how to do that. And the month of November is about going more into that direction and diving deeper into that to create more of it. And it's going to be something that allows you to blossom even more. I'm also seeing like this teacup that's on this card is kind of like when we steep tea. The month of November for you is like your steeping month. So, you know, the hot water came in, it's all here, but this is like you're brewing a new energy in the month of November. So enjoy those moments where you may feel pause, because sometimes we can't take a sip of the tea before it's like done brewing because the water's going to be too hot and the tea hasn't even brewed yet. You know, it takes a while. So the month of November is a steeping month. And then I think by the end of November, especially around November 27th, things are going to really start to kind of move forward for you in the way of you kind of like getting over this sort of momentary pause. But this pause was the steeping, like this hangman and this tea is reminding reminding me of the energy of steeping. You are, you're brewing. You're brewing in the month of November, okay? You're brewing that new energy. You're waiting till it's more potent. And that's kind of like an interesting key too, because when we're trying to maybe recoup our energy, sometimes it doesn't happen in just one day. Sometimes we need to kind of steep it out. Sometimes we need to do things for a little while that are regenerative. So I feel like it's a regenerative month for you, of doing things that are going to kind of really bring you into more alignment, and it's going to reset you and kind of send you off on a new path. We also have a deep breath. This is going to be something where you're going to find a lot more relaxation and a lot more calmness in this next month. Like, this is a month for you to feel more grounded, for you to feel like you're actually getting a breath of fresh air and it's going in deep. This is something that's sinking in deep. There's going to be epiphanies that you get that are sinking in deep for you. This is going to be something that's not just like a momentary, like, oh, I'm going to do something new for a little while and then I'm going to revert back to my old ways. This really seems like something that is steeping in you. These new things that you're beginning to implement, they're steeping in you. And they're brewing and they're becoming more potent and stronger. And soon it's going to overpower what you used to be. In a good way, in a really, really good way. Like, you are implementing new aspects of yourself that are going to be so beneficial for your growth and for your blossoming. That's going to be very good. And it's all starting in the month of November. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We also have Stuck in the Mud. That's so interesting that we have this card coming up, because we had that Hangman card right here and then we have Stuck in the Mud. There's something, or there may be a moment in the month of November, or even something that you're going through right now that might make you feel stuck. Maybe there's certain things happening that are kind of outside of your control that are creating a lot of pauses or delays, or stagnancy. That's going to end. I can promise you that's going to end, because we have the Knight of Cups coming up right after the Hangman. So it's going to end during the month of November. That's going to go away. But again, this is a divine time of brewing. You're steeping. Trust it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's there, right? Enjoy the momentary pauses that you may get, because this is so meant to be in order to kind of steer you into that new direction, my love. So it's actually going to be a very positive like shift and time for you. And then we also have the Dry Desert, and then we also have the Magical Map Shifter. Guys, your month, it's going to be honestly like so positive, because even if in the moment it feels like a stagnancy, even in the moment if it feels kind of dry and maybe we don't know where to go, the water's coming back. Also, it's interesting because your month is kind of almost ruled by this Knight of Cups energy, because this is sort of the energy that you're moving into. And when we have the Dry Desert coming up, there's an aspect of yourself maybe emotionally that feels a bit dry. Like maybe your energy feels a bit dried up. Maybe it's your happiness that feels a bit dried up. Maybe it's inspiration for you that feels a bit dried up. Maybe it's like the self-love or self-care that is feeling a bit neglected or dried up right now. Either way, whatever this thing is that's feeling a little bit maybe lacking or dried up right now, maybe stuck and not moving, it is about to begin moving forward again. But enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment and figure out, okay, what can I do right here to bring me more of that emotional fulfillment to this place that's feeling a bit dry right now. So if we're lacking love, maybe do something that's self-care and self-love that brings about that. Maybe putting on music that's like really like romance evoking. That can be something that puts you in more of a sensual mood and evokes some of that emotion and starts filling up that cup little bit by little bit. But you are going to move towards more long-term fulfillment things. And look at, we have the Magical Map Shifter. What did I say in the beginning about you making a big shift in the month of November? That is literally going to be what your month is about making this big shift, going from this sort of stagnancy, going from this sort of maybe imbalance, and it's literally going to be shifting for you. You are literally creating big shifts, even if it feels like you're stuck. You're literally not. You are water that's brewing into like a beautiful aromatic tea, okay? So trust the process of that. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. Group 1. Also, it's interesting, that deep breath card, that's so nice. Like taking a deep breath right now, I'm like, that's so like relaxing, it's regenerative, and it fills my body with like a lot of energy. So I don't know, if you're here right now watching this, like go ahead and like take a really deep breath, because it just feels really good. It's energizing, it's also relaxing, especially if you've been overworking yourself lately, or if you've been a bit overwhelmed with what is happening in your life right now. Just take a deep breath, because all is going to be okay. All right. We also have the Observer. This is an interesting card coming up. So you may be at a period of your life where you're kind of maybe seeking. You may be observing. Some of you may even get inspired by watching something or someone. So the Observer can indicate that maybe we are, you know, like scrolling on social media, maybe we see a video of something where we're observing something that we're like, oh, I really am inspired by that. But I really think that there's something that you're going to see. Maybe it's a photo, maybe it's a video, maybe it's a movie or something, but it's going to kind of inspire you. It's going to be something that you're observing that inspires you to kind of pivot. And this is going to be something, I'm feeling like it's visual for a lot of you, and it's going to be something that you're inspired by that pivots you into making a shift in your life of like, oh, I want to be that. And an interesting like fact that I'll tell you is that anything that you're inspired by is because it resonates with you. If you're ever inspired by something, or you really admire something, or you're like, wow, that's like so crazy beautiful, that's amazing. Anytime that you have that feeling, it's because it resonates with you, which means that you are that. You're inspired by things that resonate with you, which means that you already have that within you. Otherwise, it wouldn't resonate. You wouldn't get inspired by it if you didn't already have that alignment within you. It just wants to be more awakened. It wants to be more realized, right? So that's what that inspiration is. So if you're observing something during the month of November that really inspires you, know that that's an aspect of you that wants to be awakened more. And that's going to be what you're going through during this next month. We also have the Nature card. So a lot of you, I feel like, especially if you've been spending a lot of times indoors, there may be actually like a breath of fresh air waiting for you when you get outside. This could be like exploring like a new area or something that's going to make you feel more in alignment. It could even be just doing things that are more natural, are going to make you feel better. And by natural, I mean like things that are from nature. Spending more time in nature and things like that are going to make you feel more in alignment and more natural during the month of November. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get our last few cards on this group. These are like some beautiful spiritual advice cards that I've been loving using lately. They've been like so powerful and amazing. So we're just going to get some last bit of spiritual advice. Also, when it comes to like zodiac signs that may be prominent in your life, I am getting water signs. Also some Leo energy is what I'm getting here. Let's see. Let's also see what we got here. So water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And we're also got some Leo energy here as well. Our oracle cards, though, are time. Embrace the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. So this is a reminder to enjoy the kind of time that you have during the month of November, even if it feels like time is sort of stuck or not moving forward. Like, how can we make the most of it, right? Life is short, so make the most of every moment. Even if something's paused, okay, well, what else can we do instead? What else can we utilize this time with? Like, for example, the last couple of months, I actually didn't have a car because I was waiting for a new one for a while, and it was supposed to come like basically when I sold my other car, and I was like, my new car ended up getting delayed for so long, and I was without a car for like a long time. Over a month, I was without a car, and I couldn't really do my regular routine or schedule. And I was like, what do I do with my time? Like, I'm stuck in my house. But I ended up finding ways of like making the most of that time, and it ended up being really fun and really beautiful. So for example, if you are in a time of your life where something's maybe delayed or paused, this reminds you, how can you make the most of that time? If you're given time right now, where maybe you're not doing the regular thing, what could you be doing instead? What could you do to make this time more fulfilling? Or even if you are doing something, so even if you're, working your job and you're on your laptop or something, doing your job, how can you make that moment, that time more special to you, more meaningful, more purposeful? What to you would make it a little bit better? Even if it's just 1% better, what would make it like 1% better? Because even that's an improvement. And if we can do that kind of every time or every day, be like 1% better, we're all capable of being 1% better every day. That's not a lot to ask of ourselves, but if we continue to do that over time, that's going to create exponential results in the long run. So this is a reminder of that. How can we utilize our time even more? I'm also going to restart my camera really quick because it is about to cut out. It cuts out every 30 minutes, so I will be right back. All right, guys. Our next card here, we have resilient. Stay as strong as evergreen trees. So this is something, it's like pull through, stay resilient in it. Keep your eye on the prize, even if things are taking a while, even if you're in a drought, for example, stay as strong as evergreen trees. Stay evergreen, right? Don't let things completely dry you out. The dry desert, if you're going through a dry period in your life or anything like that, this is about staying strong through that because you're going to make it to the next season. The seasons are always shifting and always changing. You're about to make it to a much more like moist time. I don't know why I'm using that word, I guess because we're using the analogy of like dry versus wet, but the Knight of Cups, you're entering a much more fulfilling, much more fruitful, abundant, and like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a particular word I'm trying to find right now, but either way, you guys know what I mean. You're going from a dry time to a much more abundant time. So embrace this period because it's about to shift and it's about to be great, but how can you make the most of it right now, right? Living in the present. So then we have the card of teach, inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. Yes. Oh my God. It's interesting that we also have the nature card as well. You can actually learn so much from nature. And I really feel like a lot of you are going to gain a lot of your epiphanies by spending more time outside of your regular environment. If you spend time outside of your regular environment, even if you just drive down a street that you didn't drive, that you've never driven down before, whether it even be only 5 minutes away from your house or something, do something that's going to put you outside of your regular environment. Maybe even watch a video that's outside of your regular videos that you would normally watch. That'll put you outside of a normal environment. You're actually going to learn a lot from those in the month of November. And I see you kind of exploring things that are outside of your regular realm, and it's going to really help you expand and grow during this next month. We also have the card here of flow. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. So there's no rush. Don't feel rushed to get out of this sort of reflective, maybe sort of delayed phase, this paused phase. Don't be in a rush to exit the paused phase because again, it's so meant to be for you and it's about to teach you so much and about to shift you in a really big way. Then we also have surprises. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. I really think that you're going to gain some epiphanies that it's almost going to feel like this was right in front of me the whole time. And it's almost going to feel like, how did I not realize this before? But it's going to be an epiphany that's really life-changing for you. So Group 1, I am so excited for you for your month of November, especially because this epiphany is going to be very pivotal for you in the best way possible because it's going to bring you to so much more fulfillment. It's going to bring you towards so much more happiness because this epiphany is going to be like a major, beautiful shift for you. So my loves, group number 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading for your month of November. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 2, my beautiful amethyst group. Let's go ahead and find out what's in store for you for the month of November. All right, so group number 2, we have the Page of Cups, the 3 of Wands, then we have the Tower being reversed, and then the 8 of Wands being reversed. An interesting thing that I'm seeing for you for the month of November is going to be about expanding outside of your regular comfort zone. in a really positive way. I really think that there's going to be something going on. This could be an idea that you get, or like an invitation that you have, or something along the lines of this that is going to pull you outside of your regular comfort zone. And I think that you're going to be doing something that helps you rebuild confidence. The month of November for my group 2s is about rebuilding confidence, gaining clarity about where you want to go and what you're wanting to create, and building a level of like surety around that, and building out like a new way to expand yourself. I think a lot of you, it's a month where you're being called to step outside of your comfort zone and also expand your foundation. You're ready to create more. And although there may be a bit of nervousness around kind of creating more and kind of doing more, it's coming out in such a positive way, honestly. And this is leading you towards much more positivity. The fact that we have the Tower being reversed here is all about rebuilding. Something that maybe you used to think that you couldn't do, something that you used to think like, hey, I'm not capable of that. All of a sudden, this month is like, no, I am capable of that. Let's expand into it. Let's do it. I think a lot of you are overcoming old fears. A lot of you are overcoming stuff that maybe has wounded you in the past, like things that have maybe hurt you in the past and then created sort of apprehensions or fears around moving forward. That kind of stuff you're facing in the month of November, and you're overcoming it. You're going to be overcoming a lot of this, especially if in the past you felt like the winds were against you, or if you felt like things that you've been trying to manifest have been pushing backwards, or maybe you've been noticing a lot of resistance. Like the Eight of Wands being reversed can talk about facing a lot of resistance. But in your life during the month of November, I'm seeing you stepping out into those old resistances and overcoming them. I'm seeing this rebuilding where you're going to rebuild yourself stronger to where these resistances no longer tear down your tower. I'm seeing the story of the wolf and like the 3 piglets, and then he was like blowing their houses down. You once had a tower that was possibly made of like straw, for example. So this could be talking about your external kind of like your external self. Like, are you tough or are you soft? Or are you really confident? Do you put up enough boundaries? Or are you shy and recluse? Or like all these different things. The month of November for you is building yourself into a stronger version of yourself, no matter what level you're already at. And might I just congratulate you, because you're already at a great level, my love. You've already experienced so much in your life, but this month is about you building an even sturdier kind of foundation for yourself, a sturdier shell. And I don't mean to say shell, because sometimes we interpret the word shell as kind of being closed off, and I don't mean this to be closed off. I mean a shell as in kind of like, you know, your external strength, your sort of, your external strength and your inner strength as well. And you're building that to be so much more powerful, and you're stepping into much more power as well. There's a lot more confidence that you're going to have when it comes to the external world and facing an external circumstance. You may be currently at a moment of your life where you're facing a little bit of a challenge, or you may have just recently faced a little bit of a challenge. And in the month of November, this is about building yourself strong enough to where that challenge doesn't scare you anymore. Like, you're really beginning to expand yourself out of your comfort zone, and you're claiming new territory. The 3 of Wands with the Tower reversed, my loves, group 2, you're literally claiming new territory. Any resistance that used to be in your way, this is time for it to go by. This is time for it to go bye-bye. You know, like, you are really going to be creating a much more solid version of you during the month of November. This is going to be something that I think you're really proud of as well. And this is going to be something where you're disproving old fears this month. You're literally disproving old fears. Things that used to tear you down or scare you or make you run away or make you abandon ship are no longer going to make you abandon ship. You know, like the Tower being reversed is we're no longer scared. Whereas before, when the Tower is upright, we're like, okay, abandon ship. right when we see something scary. But this month for you, this next month, is not that at all. It is the complete opposite, where I really think you're going to be facing things in a really kind of more sure and confident way, and it's going to lead to much more growth in yourself, to the point where I think you're going to be very proud of yourself in this next month. So group 2, I'm super excited for you. Let's go ahead and see what your other cards are. So we also pulled the success card. So something that maybe you've been really hoping for, something that you've been wanting to be successful at, something that you've been wanting to get good at. Maybe you had a fear around it. Maybe there was a fear around public speaking. Maybe there was a fear around really owning who you are, or owning your talents or gifts or things like that. The month of November is going to be a month of success for you, where you're starting to step into that and you're starting to own your success. And I also think that this is going to be something that pays off in the future and creates more success for you. The ways that you're expanding yourself during this next month are going to lead you to so much more success and prosperity in the future. This could also be expanding yourself career-wise for a lot of you. This could be expanding yourself and there could even be opportunities to make more money in this next month as well. Or your efforts this month are going to pay off somehow in the future. We also have courage, yes. So, I mean, this card fits in so well with what we've been talking about, especially about overcoming fears. Like, for you, things that, again, used to make you abandon ship, things that used to make you maybe shut down and run away, are no longer going to make you shut down and run away. I think a lot of you, you're letting out some of your like quirky side. The Page of Cups is definitely like, ooh, let's be a little bit more fun. Let's be a little bit more quirky. Let's be a bit more interesting. There's something for you where a bit more of like an interesting side of you is wanting to emerge and get birthed, right? And you are a very curious and interesting person. So it's interesting that you've had these fears that maybe used to block this sort of aspect of yourself, but now you're beginning to unlock it in this month. And even though there could be still some resistances that maybe you're facing, they're going to be a lot easier to face, and it's no longer going to tear down your foundation. It's no longer going to tear down your dream. Those resistances aren't going to be able to blow you over anymore. Even though they may still be there, you're getting stronger than them, which means you're now going to be able to overcome them. You're going to last through the storm and beyond. And this is going to allow you to move forward. It's going to allow you to up level. It's going to allow you to move forward a few levels rather than staying behind or staying where you were. So this is going to be a beautiful month for my beautiful group 2s. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for the month of November for you. So group 2, group 2, group 2. What else do we get for my beautiful group 2s? Let's see. We have the card of ears wide open. So for a lot of you, this is about maybe like listening to your callings, listening even to your heart, listening to where you're being guided to. We have the number 33 on here, the angel number 33. So if some of you have been seeing a lot of repeating 3s, and we also have a 3 here with the 1 and the 2, which is really interesting as well. So if 3s have been following you, 3s are all about networking. So there could be important people that you're also meeting during the month of November. And some of you may even be, there could even be an opportunity to travel as well, because the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Wands can sometimes indicate travel. So some of you, there could be something like that going on during the month of November. But I really think that this is going to be a month of learning. Ears wide open is about listening. This is about it learning. You may be learning a lot from other people. It's also interesting, we have the 3 of Wands and then the 3, 3, 3 kind of coming up over here. Lots of 3 energy for you. Okay, maybe that's also a sign to listen to group number 3 as well, because maybe that's going to have a relevant message for you somewhere in there as well. Although I feel like this for you is probably going to be the most relevant, but I'm kind of getting that 3 energy coming through, and it could also be a sign that what's to come is maybe in group 3 or something. I don't know. I don't even know what is yet in group 3, but maybe that's a sign of that. But yeah, ears wide open. Maybe some of you were also like debating between group 2 or 3 at some point of this video. But yeah, ears wide open regardless. This card indicates that the month of November is going to be about listening and learning. Maybe a lot about observing other people who've overcome the things that you're currently facing and learning how they did it and observing that and sort of implementing some of that learning so that you can overcome it as well. Some of you, I'm hearing that you may even be taking a course or being interested in taking some sort of like education or learning or something like that, maybe even being self-taught in something or researching things yourself in order to teach yourself something, but I'm hearing possibly courses or things like that maybe in store for you as well. Let's see what else we get for you. Group number 2, the month of November. Okay, that's a lot of cards right there, but let's go through it because they were really deliberately coming out there. So we have waking the lion. This is waking your inner confidence. So many of you, this is time to own yourself, to own who you are, and wake up the lion that's waiting to roar. A lot of you have been like wanting something so badly, but maybe have repressed it out of fear, or maybe have delayed it out of like a lack of confidence or something. But this next month is literally going to be about you waking the lion, waking up, ready to roar, ready to like fully be you. We also have the royal you. Whenever this card comes up, it can indicate that we are starting to see our worth a lot more. We're also starting to own our position a lot more, and we're ready to go for more. We're ready to own those big goals that we have and feel worthy of them. This can also indicate more abundance coming into your life as well. And then it's also interesting that we have the great and full. And this card looks kind of like a trophy or a chalice. This card indicates that you are feeling a lot more fulfilled, especially because I think you're expanding outside of your comfort zone and facing certain fears that used to hold you back. And doing that in itself is going to make you feel a lot more fulfilled because you're finally acting upon some certain dreams that you've had or some certain goals that you've had that maybe fears used to stop you. You're going to feel so much better, and the month of November is going to be something that's going to really fill you up. It's going to really fill your cup a lot. Also, the fact that it kind of looks like a trophy makes me feel like you may be winning at something, or there may be like something going on that you feel like you've accomplished. Like this is a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of reward as well. You may be rewarding yourself in some way, or there may be some sort of reward coming to you in the month of November for all of the efforts that you've been putting in to your life and to your goals and things like that. I'm definitely seeing like a payoff or some sort of reward, and it's going to make you feel really full and excited. We also have the power of purpose. A lot of you are like finally right on target. You're like, yep, I see exactly where I need to go, and I'm seeing exactly how I need to expand. And some of you, even if you don't see exactly what that looks like, you're actually still right on target. You're still hitting right where you need to. You're facing certain fears and overcoming them, and that is exactly what you need to be doing at this point and phase of your life, because it's going to help you kind of with the direction of what you're going. You're also right on target. So when it comes to overcoming certain things, you're like bang on the money. You're right there learning exactly what it is that you need to do. And I also think you're like hitting it right in the bullseye. So old fears that you've had, you're figuring out exactly how to like almost like kill and destroy those fears, how to target them directly. You're learning how to target things directly so that you can overcome them and grow. That's what you're going to be learning in this next month. I also think that you're going to have your sights set on something. You're going to have your sights set on a deeper purpose in this next month. We also have the card of a burst of magic. So a lot of you, like all of the things that you're going to be doing in this next month are going to help you kind of blossom so much more to where you're really feeling like there's a new wave of energy in your life, and it's going to feel so good. It's almost like all these things that you're doing and the fears that you're overcoming are almost going to feel like a burst. It's like almost like bursting you into a new direction. It's going to make you feel so positive and so good. Like I'm just getting waves of positive emotion from this reading as I'm doing it. Like, I'm just getting waves of positive emotion, and it's making me really excited for you. And this is really going to help lead you to the exact target that you need to go to, and it's going to help make you feel very great and full. This magic, like, I wish I could put it into words, kind of like the feeling that I'm getting from this. It feels like literally like you're bursting into a new wave, and life is going to kind of feel a bit more magical there, because there's been a fear that's basically been holding you back in the past, right? And it seems like this fear was almost like a wall. But as you punch past it, as you just like get, you know, you're gaining your strength and your confidence and your courage to, literally courage, to go past that, to almost puncture past that fear. And in that, it's almost like there was magic waiting on the other side of the wall, that all of a sudden when you puncture past that, it's gonna like be a burst or like a wave of really nice energy or really magical energy in your life. And it's gonna be like, why didn't I do this sooner? This is such a great feeling. This is so positive, and so good. And it's gonna really put you into more alignment, to be kind of like on this other side of your fears. It's gonna put you into a lot more alignment. So with that being said, my beautiful group twos, let's go ahead and get some more cards on this group. So let's see, group two, group two, group two. What else do we have for you, my beautiful group twos? We have the wildling. We also have the magician, basically, is what this card is. So yes, let's see. The wildling is definitely making me feel like you are no longer letting those old barriers or restrictions hold you back. If you think about kind of when we're not a wildling, when we're more sort of domesticated, we follow the rules and restrictions, we follow certain barriers. But when you're a wildling, when you let that wild side back out, you reconnect to that more innate nature that we have, that's when you kind of break down these walls and barriers. So what I'm seeing this card indicating is more of the breaking down of your old maybe conformity or your old sort of lifestyle that maybe you're so used to. I really see you breaking out of that. You're breaking the mold. The month of November for you is breaking the mold and letting more of your desires to shine, letting more of your unique personality to shine without letting it being held back by old fears or like other limitations or other societal maybe expectations and things like that. Since we have on this imagery, like the cutting of hair, some of you may also be like doing something or altering your appearance in some way to kind of fit this new you. So that could be something that you also may be doing. You may be doing something to your hair in this next month, or planning something with maybe just your style or yourself that may be altering or changing as well in this next month. Or you may be doing something of like self-care to reflect this new you. Also with the magician coming up here, this is such a powerful card because it talks about being able to do anything with whatever that you're given. And I really feel like for you, you're opening up this new doorway where you're going to start doing things that maybe you used to think you were incapable of. And you're going to realize like, hey, I'm capable of it right now, even though maybe I don't have like the most spectacular equipment, or maybe I don't have like the most insane amount of other things. It's like you can begin where you are right now. Everyone starts from ground zero. I also heard a funny joke recently, and I cannot remember where I heard this. I don't know if it was a TV show, or I don't know if I was talking to somebody. I cannot remember. But all I remember is the joke of like, basically there was like a dad and his kid was like, oh, I really want to, you know, play like water polo or something, but I've never played before, so I can't. He's like, and the dad was like, well, nobody's played water polo until they do, so just go do it. You know what I mean? Like nobody's played until they do, so that's where everyone starts. So it's about owning where you are, knowing that everyone starts from ground zero, right? So might as well just enjoy it. And the magician is that sort of beginning card, and he is technically the first card in tarot other than the Fool. The Fool is the first card, but it's labeled as the number 0 because it's like infinite potential. But then the Magician card is the numerological number 1, and it's the second card of the major arcana. So it comes at the beginning because it talks about the fact that all of us are magicians, even at the beginning. Like, we can work our magic, we can work through anything, we can work with what we have right in the beginning when we have nothing. That is where the beginning is. That's where the magic takes place, because that's when we start doing something. It's like literally like MacGyvering something. That's where we all begin. And that teaches us to be resourceful, and it also makes us more capable moving forward when we learn how to be resourceful with what we have right now and what's currently in front of us. So the month of November, I feel like that's going to be something that you're sort of like doing and accumulating, is that kind of energy and that kind of mentality. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for my group 2s. Group 2, the month of November. We also have unexpected visitors. You may be meeting new people. This card talks about meeting new people or like an unexpected change of plans. So there could be an unexpected change of plans, or you just may be meeting new people in general that you're just like, wow, like that was like something that was like unexpected. I'm glad I ran into you. I'm seeing this being a very positive like run-in with like different people or meeting different people from abroad, especially if some of you are traveling. You may be meeting new people from around the world. Let's go ahead and see that other card. Oh my gosh, I feel like I always drop a card on the floor at least once in my videos. It always happens. Okay, we have the card of making a choice that fell down. So some of you may be at kind of a crossroads when it comes to how you want to move forward next. And what I'm sort of hearing is that either way is kind of positive. It really just depends on what outcome you want. Think about the perfect outcome. Think about what's beyond the door. And then if you could picture what's beyond that door, what is the exact outcome? Which one do you want more? Which outcome seems better to you? And then that's going to help you kind of make a choice. So if there is an important choice for you in the month of November, that's a little tool that I always use to kind of figure out what it is that I really desire. Also, we have some oracle advice cards that we are also going to pull out to end off today's reading. So my loves, group number 2, let's go ahead and find out any last spiritual advice that the universe or your guides have for you today or for your month of November. Let's see, group 2, group 2, group 2. Group 2 spiritual advice. All right, we got some cards there. So we have the card of forbearance. So do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. So just because there's a scary aspect that might come along with something that you really desire, such as maybe we really want to be a musician, but maybe we have stage fright, right? So don't be deterred by the thorn. The thorn would be stage fright amidst the roses, which would be doing your passion, right? So forbearance, do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. We may be scared of what other people may think of us. We may be scared of like doing something because we're scared of failure. We're scared of this, or we're scared of that. This is a reminder of don't be deterred by that thorn amidst the greatness of what it is that you are desiring or wanting to move towards, okay? Sure, there's bad things that could happen all the time. Every time we pick a rose, we take a chance that we might get pricked in the finger, but is it worth it? Absolutely. Like, that's kind of the metaphor behind this card. Then we also have the card of woods. Be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. So this reminds us that sometimes the mysterious things, sometimes walking into the unknown can be so positive, right? So be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, but full of life. That is like the key to life, to be like that, to where you can wander about it and be so entranced by everything that's going on around you. That's like the childlike curiosity that makes life so much fun. When we can return back to our childlike curiosity, the entirety of life becomes so much more fulfilling and so much more exciting. So I think when it comes to overcoming your fears, look at it almost like a kid of being excited to dive into it, being excited to discover, being excited to learn and grow from it. And with that mindset, you can really begin to do anything, my love. So group number 2, that's what we have for you for the month of November. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 3, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be a reading, so let's hop right into it. All right, so group 3, look at your cards here. We have the High Priestess, the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, then we have the Eight of Pentacles being reversed. So your month of November, it definitely looks like it's going to be a very positive month, especially because we have this Nine of Cups right here, and it's surrounded by the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles. It looks like something is really captivating your attention, and it's bringing a lot of like fulfillment and excitement. This High Priestess is really telling me that you're possibly following your intuition on something, or even like learning something new, but it's something that's captivating. There's something here that's really captivating your energy. You may even be working on something kind of a little bit in secret right now. Like you may be thinking about something that you really want to work on, but maybe you're just not telling a lot of people about it. It could be something like that. Or maybe you are getting ready for some sort of surprise, because the High Priestess next to the Nine of Cups can also indicate some kind of surprise. This could be a surprise that you're planning, or a surprise that maybe somebody else is planning for you. But either way, it does look like there's something kind of fun and exciting happening that looks like it's going to be like an exciting time. The Nine of Cups is known as the wish card. It's about getting a wish, and the High Priestess is something that could be a little bit more secretive, something that's a little bit kind of behind the veil a little bit. So I'm really excited and curious to see what actually is going to happen for you, group number 3, because these two cards in conjunction together are really exciting. There's definitely something kind of brewing here. And on top of that, it does also look like there is something that's really captivating your curiosity and captivating your attention. You're gonna feel really motivated, really in alignment with this Queen of Pentacles. It feels like you're getting your life together and things feel like they're in order, and it's feeling really nice for you. And it could have to deal with something around this, or maybe something over here. But I will say it's kind of interesting that we also have the Eight of Pentacles being reversed. And I think the Eight of Pentacles being reversed is coming from this High Priestess, Nine of Cups energy. So once this situation kind of plays out, you may notice that you're getting a little bit distracted from maybe your usual types of things that you do. Like for example, work. Like you may be taking some time off from work or something like that. Or you may be taking more time for yourself, or maybe putting something on pause while you sort of celebrate whatever this is, or you get more in alignment with this. But it does look like you're siphoning your energy somewhere a little bit more exciting in the month of November, and you're taking it away from maybe your usual everyday tasks and siphoning it maybe towards and focusing it on something else that's kind of captivating for you. And it's going to make you feel really positive, and I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as kind of like a really good balance. I feel like you've kind of needed this energy in your life a little bit. You've needed some of this sort of like fun type of exciting energy. So it's okay that this is maybe, you know, a little bit backwards for now, but it does look like you're gaining more kind of energy and momentum back after November is what I'm feeling from this. After the month of November, you're going to be gaining the energy back to kind of focus on your regular stuff once again. But it does look like there's some sort of like a break, or at least you're maybe kind of putting your energy elsewhere during the month of November, and it's going to be very positive for you. I'm seeing a lot of self-care as well. I'm seeing you putting a lot of energy towards your kind of wants and needs, and also just like focusing on like spreading joy. I'm feeling like there's this spreading joy kind of feeling coming out during this next month as well. And things like that. I know I'm saying a lot this morning, so I apologize for that, but it does look like November is about to be very positive and abundant for you, because these 3 cards right here symbolize abundance. They symbolize a lot of abundance where we don't necessarily need to work super hard. It just kind of almost comes naturally because we're like doing things that we're really interested in. And then this one being reversed, it does look like maybe you're a little bit distracted by this for now, but I think that'll balance back out after this whole situation has passed a bit more. The next couple cards that we have for you, we have the Strength card. So for one, I really think that there's something that you've built momentum on in this month, and I also think that this is something where you're really learning how to put your focus somewhere and to make it happen. Like, it's your strength that I really believe is like creating this whole situation. There could even be something where you're focusing a lot of your attention onto it. This could even be an interest or a new hobby or something like that you're putting a lot of attention and focus on, and it's going to be building your strength. Some of you may also be looking at ways to improve yourself. I'm seeing self-improvement with the Strength and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm definitely seeing self-improvement here. But something is maybe, we're lacking on this a little bit, but I think it's because we need to maybe just take some of the time that we would usually put towards this to put over here. So that is something that's going to be positive for this month, and then hopefully balances back out afterwards. We also have divine guidance. I think that you're being like Spirit is almost guiding you to this next chapter, and Spirit is almost guiding you towards this like almost gifting time where you're receiving like a wish, or you're getting really excited about something, getting really excited about diving deeper into something. Some of you may be really interested in like the mysteries of the world. Whenever a High Priestess comes up, some of you may be captivated by interesting information, going down a rabbit hole per se. Like maybe you're going to discover something about like, ooh, ancient Egypt, let's go down that rabbit hole, for example. Things like that. You're being divinely guided though to kind of focus in this sort of new direction, and your intuition's going to kind of be carrying you there. And yeah, it's going to be really positive for you. So let's go ahead and see what else we get on your group here. Group 3. I'm so excited to hear about your month of November and all that's going to be playing out for you, because all these cards are very positive. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We have a merry motive. You're going to feel more motivated. This is going to be something that brings a lot of like energy and motivation for you. It's something you're excited about when you wake up in the morning. It's almost something where, for example, if usually you like to sleep in, this is going to be something that makes you feel motivated to get out of bed. You're like, no, I'm actually excited to get up. And it's like you wake up in the morning, you're like, no, I'm fully energized, fully awake. Like, let's go. I'm excited. There's going to be something that's very motivating for you. Also, this card talks about there's like some sort of magic in the air, something you're following, like wishing upon a star. And it's almost like you've captivated it. You've captivated it out of the sky. You've captured it. So something's capturing your attention and bringing you a lot of motivation. And it's like something that almost feels like magical for you to maybe explore. There's like a magical energy in the air. This is all really positive. I'm loving this. Some of you may even be traveling or getting like a cozy feeling, because this campfire is making me feel like a cozy kind of feeling here. I'm also hearing the word brewing when I'm looking at this. Something is brewing. Let's go ahead and see what else we get. Group 3, group 3, group 3. All right, exposed and revealed. So there's some sort of surprise coming for you, a positive surprise. The High Priestess talks about possibly a secret, and then next to the Nine of Cups, this could be like a surprise like party. This could be like a surprise event. This could be a surprise from a loved one. This could be something like this. But it's going to get exposed and revealed. Like there's a revealing. There could even be a project that maybe you're working on, that you've been working on, that you're kind of excited to reveal. Like maybe there's something that you've been working on that you're like, oh, the month of November is going to be the month that I talk about this and I reveal it. So that's interesting. Next we have a tall tale. Ooh, there's something that's making you feel, I got goosebumps. There's something that's making you feel at your highest. There's something here that you're feeling excited about, and you're excited to almost explain it to other people. There's like information that you're going to be excited to share. Also, we have another card, so I'm going to put this one here. We also have close encounters. Ooh, you're really close to a shift in your life, or some sort of, you may even be meeting an important person in the month of November, or getting really close to something that you've been trying to maybe manifest. I also feel like there's this freedom aspect. You're going to be uncaging yourself from your regular kind of routine and your regular schedule and sort of cage. You're going to be uncaging yourself. You're going to be stepping into more freedom. And I also feel like you're getting a taste of something that you've been wanting to manifest. Something you've been wanting to manifest. You're getting like a taste of it in the month of November. Okay? So there could even be conversations around like the future of something that you've been really hoping and wishing for. There could be a lot of signs coming into your life. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we get here. We also have the card of home. I think a lot of you are kind of making a more kind of cozier environment in your home life as well. There's something here where you're kind of like making a new home, or like making it more cozy. Some of you, I feel like you're spending a lot more time indoors. Let's see what else we get. Group three. What else do we get for group 3 for November? We also have One Ring Circus. There could be something that you're really working on by yourself. Also, the ring is really standing out to me. There could be some sort of like deeper commitment that's happening in the month of November for you. Maybe you're committing deeper to something that you desire or something like this. But it does look like there's something where it feels like you're handling life more. The One Ring Circus is really similar to the Queen of Pentacles, because she knows how to handle like every aspect of her life, and she knows how to stay on top of like everything. She's literally like the One Ring Circus herself. She knows how to take care and be prosperous and abundant in every single aspect of life and keep it all balanced. She's like the pro at that. And so it looks like you're really doing that in the month of November, and you're staying on top of a lot of things. If there's like home stuff that you've needed to maybe take care of, or things that you've been telling yourself like, oh, I need to do that, it looks like the month of November is the month where you're actually going to be on top of those things and really taking care of them. Things that maybe you've been putting off for a while, all of a sudden you're like way on top of those, and you're doing it all yourself, and you're able to really make it something positive. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here. I do think you're going to also feel more confident. The tall tale is definitely giving me a feeling of like confidence that you've been hoping for a while, and it's something that you've like really created yourself. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. We have the Alchemist. So this is when we are transmuting like old energy into something new. So you're really starting to take situations that maybe once didn't work out in your favor, or old habits or old aspects of yourself, and you're alchemizing them to be something that's like positive. There could even be things that you've learned in the past that you didn't know would be relevant in your life, and they're all of a sudden going to be relevant in your life in the month of November. That's an interesting thing that I'm feeling from this as well. It's like, oh wow, that did actually play a part in my journey. We also have the Sage. You're getting rid of a lot of negative energy in your life. You're possibly even doing like a big like home cleanup. Like some of you may be just throwing away a lot of old junk in the month of November and like completely clearing that. We also have wildlings, so some of you may also be letting more of your freedom out. being more yourself, not being so super proper all the time or anything like that. It looks like you're kind of letting loose a little bit, and you're able to kind of just be a little bit more free. There's a freedom aspect, which I was totally feeling in the Close Encounters card as well. And then we also have reflect. So a lot of you, I think, are also kind of taking time to sort of reflect on your past and see where it's brought you. And there's almost going to be this thankful energy towards past situations and how they led you to where you are today. There could be like negative things you've experienced in the past. You might be reflecting in the month of November and realizing like, hey, if that never happened, I would actually never be where I am today. So I'm actually really glad that those things happened. You know, there's an energy like that coming out in this next month as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our oracle cards. Let's just get some last few cards on this group, just to get any bit of other information for my group 3s for the month of November. So we have hope coming out. An idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. Ooh, I love that one. So remember, an idea, just like a single acorn, when it's planted, it can actually start a wondrous forest. One tiny acorn can begin a whole forest. So one idea that you get can become something so much more, which I feel like is kind of happening for you in the month of November, so that makes sense. Feels like an idea that you had like a long time ago is maybe coming to fruition or finally happening, or the pieces are sort of coming together during the month of November. It's actually like building and being created here. So let's see any last cards that we get. We also have the card of retreat. So some of you may be planning a vacation, or some of you just may be retreating from your regular schedule, routine, and tasks, which makes sense because we were kind of seeing that a little bit in the beginning. So this says, spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. I really think the month of November is about you definitely feeling a little bit more spoiled and a little bit more like, there's a happy, joyful energy for you that's coming through, where I really think that you're retreating from your regular sort of lifestyle a bit, and you're able to kind of take a break from that and focus on other things. You're really focused on the things that are making you really excited and happy, and it's going to be a very positive time for you. And then our last card here, we have dance. Allow yourself some fun each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. So this is seriously going to be a month for you where it's more about fun and it's more about enjoyment and just watching your sort of past efforts come to life and pay off a bit. So this looks like a very positive month for my group 3s. I am so excited for you. I got goosebumps for you. I'm so excited to see what's happening and what these celebrations are and what is stealing some of your attention this month in a very positive way. And I hope that you enjoy your bit of retreat and relaxation that it looks like you'll be getting during that month. And I am sending you so much love, my group number 3s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so group number 4, if you chose this pile, and this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. All right, so group number 4, we have the 6 of Wands being reversed, and we have the Page of Pentacles upright, as well as the 6 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. It's interesting, we have double 6s and then 2 court cards. The number 6 is kind of like a celebration. It can indicate like family times and harmony in your life. So the month of November for you is going to be about harmonizing your life. And it does look like the fact that we start off with the 6 of Wands being reversed here. It looks like possibly recently you've been going through a time of maybe feeling a little bit defeated about something, or maybe a time where you're feeling like maybe you've had a lack of confidence when it came to some of your dreams or your goals. Maybe you've recently let something go that once made you feel really happy and really good, and maybe we just felt like maybe it's time to let that go and make a transition, because it does look like there is a transition kind of coming up in your life, or maybe you're in the midst of one right now. But this 6 of Swords indicates movement or some sort of transition, leaving something behind. You may be leaving behind an old chapter of your life, and maybe you really enjoyed that old chapter, or maybe it brought you some like ups and downs and things like that, but it does look like you're moving on to something new. And although it may have slight bittersweet feeling with it, because maybe there was something that was making us feel a little bit defeated a little bit. But the fact that you're transitioning now into a new chapter in the month of November, this is actually going to bring about a very positive energy for you, because you're actually beginning something new. And what I'm seeing between this Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, these two are very significant. And the fact that we have this transition card in between them, you are transitioning into a much more mature version of you. And you're also transitioning to a more powerful version of you during the month of November. This defeat that you've had in the past, or this feeling of like maybe failing at something, or this feeling like something was kind of maybe not going the way that you wanted it to, that's about to shift and change in the month of November. You are claiming a new position for yourself. You're claiming a new energy for yourself. And this is going to greatly impact you. And for some of you, this could be regarding your career, something around your career or your business or school or something like that. There's some sort of maybe transition around here. And you're about to step into a much more powerful, much more mature version of you that is so freaking capable. It's literally like you're making a quantum leap or a quantum shift in your life. You're going from like this Page of Pentacles, which is sort of like the spark of an idea or sort of like a young kind of energy, and you're transitioning right into a mature boss-like energy. There is a boss-like energy coming out of you in the month of November, and it's going to be very positive. This could also indicate a material shift in your life. Some of you may be moving, planning a move. Some of you may be traveling. Some of you may be doing something where there's some sort of like transition in your life, and you're really going to, I think you're taking more responsibility on in the month of November, but in a very positive way. Like, this is going to be something that's really good for you, and it's also going to help you excel. It's going to help you create more abundance in your life. It is going to take you to the next level, truly. Like, you're transitioning out of this old phase, and you're really like getting down and dirty with a new chapter where you are really owning yourself. You're owning your power. You're owning your energy. And it is going to bring about, I feel like this next chapter is going to bring you more abundance regarding your finances. And there could also be like a material upgrade in some way in your life. Like, you may be upgrading your car, you may be upgrading your home, you may be upgrading something in your life. There's a total physical upgrade here. You may be upgrading your career. You may be going to the next level in your career in some way. There's definitely, though, an upgrade. And it's coming because something once didn't really work out, or something maybe made you feel defeated. Something maybe took away your confidence, and it caused you to have this transition. There is something that's causing you to make a transition in your life. And it may have seemed like a bad thing at first. Like, it may have seemed like a kind of a disappointment at first. Like, that sucks that I have to go through that. But oh dang, is it gonna lead you to a really good place? Oh my goodness. Like, this was so meant to be that this didn't work out, because this is like a level of success. The Six of Wands does indicate success, recognition, people cheering you on, things like that. But it is nowhere near the level of success of the King of Pentacles, let me tell you. Like, you are about to reach way higher heights in the month of November. So this is about to be a very positive month for you. And it may even feel like maybe there's a time of where people are like, oh, like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that, or I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Like, you may be having conversations with people where you're maybe telling them about a little bit about your story, or some of your disappointments, or some of your challenges that you're going through in life right now. You may be telling people about those challenges, and they may be like, wow, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that right now. Like, that must be kind of stressful. And you're like, yeah, I know. But then it's going to cause you to make this transition. You're like, you know what? It's time for me to move on. And even though it might come with a little bit of bittersweetness, this is leading you to somewhere so much smoother, because the Six of Swords is when you're going from rough, rocky waters where your boat's kind of like constantly like this, you know, you're going from a moment where your boat was constantly like in the waves, you know, getting sent around, and you're just like, whoa, 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 all these things that are out of your control. And you're literally moving to smoother waters, and you're also being guided here. So there's going to be situations that happen where it's almost like you're being guided in that direction. And I'm really thinking it's the universe and also your spirit guides that are around you right now that are like, yep, let's get you out of this scenario and let's put you in a much better one, because you're ready for it and it's time. and you've grown enough from it. You're going to be doing a lot of higher learning as well. I think some of you may be getting into like reading a deeper book that's teaching you something, or some of you may be taking an online course or something like this, to where you're really upgrading your energy, you're upgrading your knowledge and your wisdom. I think you're learning a lot on the spot as well, and you're going to be doing a lot of internal work and internal reflection, where you're learning how to not ever end up here again. You're learning about how to kind of like really own your challenges and overcome them so much better. I think you're learning a lot about what it takes to kind of be a leader. That's like a huge thing that you're learning, is what it takes to kind of be a leader and to really just guide yourself almost. Like you're being guided as well by the universe, but you're learning also how to be the guide, right? How to guide yourself to better scenarios and better places. You're so learning that. You're learning that through different ways of communicating as well. I think you're learning deeper ways of communicating that are going to lead you to better outcomes, so that you don't stay in rocky waters that create more challenge and hardship. So this is going to be a really positive month for you, group 4. All of my group 4s, this is a big transitional month. And I also think that this transition is taking place over the next 6 weeks. Is something that I'm hearing, that the number 6 is very significant. This could even be a transition that's been happening for the last 6 months. 6 is somehow very significant though. 6 is significant. This could be 6 weeks, and there could be something also significant happening with this and around this around 6 months from now. So that would lead us towards the springtime, around April-ish, okay? I'm also feeling like June's going to be a significant month as well. And I know we're talking about your month of November, but I'm definitely getting messages that lead far into the future for you. But yeah, 6 weeks is going to be significant. 6 months from now is going to be significant. And June, the month of June, next coming June, is going to be somehow significant. So yes, when it comes to, I just want to point out, what I'm feeling is 6 weeks, this transition is going to be a lot more permanent, and it's going to be really starting to take place. This transition is going to be much more solid in 6 weeks from now. By June, though, I feel like you are going to be so much more in this energy than you ever have been before. And things are going to start really booming for you. And I feel like the month of June is when a lot of you are going to notice financial increases in your life. So this next coming June, so that means June 2023, a lot of you are going to notice a lot of bigger financial abundances and success in your life. And I also think that you are going to be so much more wise than you even are right now. And although you're already really wise, group number 4, oh my goodness, the type of person that you're about to be in the month of June is going to be wildly much more successful. It's almost like in the month of June, this is what I'm seeing for you, is this King of Pentacles along with this 6 of Swords. This is the kind of energy I'm seeing from you for around the month of June, is finally this card that was right here now flips upright, and people are cheering you on again. They're like, damn, there was some success there, ooh, that kind of energy, you know? Okay, so our next few cards, we have the card of organization, which makes so much sense in your reading. I think a lot of you are going to be scheduling your life a lot more clearer. You're getting more detail oriented with these 2 pentacle cards. You're definitely a lot more detail oriented. I think you're going to be taking note of things. I think that you're going to be making a clearer schedule for yourself so that you feel more accomplished and more organized in your life. And I feel like you're going to be getting a lot more done, and it's going to be more efficient. I'm hearing the word efficiency and positive planning and details. You're going to be detail oriented. It's going to help you out so freaking much. It is going to literally send you to the next level of your career, of your life, of your boss-like energy, your leadership energy. And when it comes to details of your life, you're getting details of your life organized, and it's going to be really beneficial. I'm seeing a lot of really goodness through this card and this card. I'm seeing a lot of great transition happening here. You're being really guided to start organizing your life more, and you're going to feel it deeply. There's going to be a lot of energy and motivation around that as well. Then we also have the card of healing. So a lot of you are also going through a moment of healing, and I think you're healing from this situation, this feeling of defeat, or this overcoming this challenge. You're definitely transitioning and overcoming a challenge. This is going to be something during the month of November that I feel like you're going to be healing from, but I also feel like it's a breath of fresh air. It's going to be a huge breath of fresh air. It's like you're cleaning out the toxicity that was once in your life or the negative energy that was once there. There's like a healing around this, and it's going to be very positive, and it's going to allow you to grow more abundantly because we have this green energy. This is the heart chakra, but it's also kind of like plants. You think about, they grow with abundance. It's also the color of a lot of money, right? Gold is as well, but you see in the King of Pentacles, it's all green and gold. Then we have that green here, so it's really connected to that heart chakra. You're really balancing out your heart chakra, and it's also going to allow you to bring in more abundance. I'm hearing more self-worth, knowing your worth, knowing that you are worth more, knowing that you are worthy of more abundance in your life, and this is going to be something that heavily brings more of it into your life. Then we have justice. Ooh, so the scales are balancing. Some of you may have gone through a challenge where maybe the scales do need to balance out in some way. And it's so interesting because we have the 2 sixes and then 2 court cards. This talks about those 2 scales as well. This is like that Libra energy, these 2 scales where we need to balance things out. There was something that possibly wasn't fair that happened. These scales are balancing out. You're going to get back some, karma from what you've had to deal with and what you've had to go through. Things are organizing back out. You're organizing back your life. Justice is going to be repaid. So if there's things that we need to repay, that's also going to happen. But then if there's things that we're also owed, that's also going to happen as well. So I really think that this is going to be something that helps you really balance out your life so much more. It's going to be very positive. I need to really make that clear for you. I don't want you to be worried about any of this. This is something that's very positive, okay? We also have another 6 over here with the organization. The 4 and the 2 equal a 6. So tons of 6 energy, okay? You are really about to start harmonizing your life. 6 is about harmonization, and it's about balance. And it's so interesting because so are the scales and so is justice. You're really, look at this sword too, and we have the swords here. You're really about to cut away things in your life that were kind of negative for you. I also feel like you're really cutting away and getting to the point of something. You're also cutting away to the truth of something. So if there's something that was kind of confusing for you, it's cutting to the truth, cutting to the chase, and also cutting things away that were leaving you imbalanced, that were maybe giving more than they were taking, or maybe taking more than they were giving. Whatever the imbalance was, things are about to be rebalanced in your life. So that is going to be very positive there, group number 4. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for your month of November. Let's see. Month of November, group number 4. Group number 4, the month of November. Let's see, group 4. We have body and soul. Ooh, your whole body and soul has been guiding you somewhere different. It's also interesting, we have this purple cape and this purple here, and they really match. This is your crown chakra. You've been getting downloads for this transition. You've been feeling this transition for a while in your whole body and soul. Your soul has been guiding you somewhere different. That's why we had this guide on the back of this boat here, kind of guiding the people to a better place. You're being guided internally. I think your intuition has been very strong. We also have 2 number 5s, and this talks about transitions and changes. So there's going to be some big changes coming up in your life during the month of November that are going to help you kind of transition out of an old time. We also have this lotus opening up, and that is also a symbol kind of your crown chakra, also your third eye. It's definitely that intuition. So I really think a lot of you are starting to open up more and kind of be starting this transition in your life. So let's go ahead and see what else we have for group 4. Some of you also, a dragonfly is going to be significant for you, seeing a dragonfly. Let me also pick up those cards. They fell on the floor. All right, so I'm seeing strategy here. We have this chess piece. There's some powerful decisions that you're going to be making in the month of November. And this is about you owning your power and being strategic about it as well. And this is going to unlock a new chapter for you. But I'm definitely seeing the word strategy here while I'm looking at these chess pieces. This is going to be something where you do have to maybe tread a little bit more cautiously, but I think that you have enough wisdom and enough smarts to get through this just fine and to harmonize. We have the number 15 here, which is also number 6. So we have another number 6. This is about harmony. So this is about being fair. Strategy to what's fair, to not necessarily focus on just ourselves and whatnot. This is about being fair, because that way you don't accumulate more karma. So what's fair? Literally, what is fair? Let's not take, let's not steal, because then justice is going to have to balance itself out again. So there's a reminder here of doing things that are fair, to not create any more imbalance here. I'm going to put this card right here, actually. This one right here. And then we have roots of abundance. You're going to be rooting yourself into more abundance in your life. There's definitely like an energy here where you're going to be able to start accumulating so much more in your life. We also have the number 2 that's repeating here, because the 2 and the 9 is a 2, and then we have the 2 right here. The number 2 is about connecting to a new path. A lot of you are definitely connecting to a new path here, and you're connecting to something that's going to offer you so much more, and it's going to allow you to bring in more abundance in your life. So that's going to be very positive as well. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We have commitment. There could be something that you're committing yourself to. Maybe you're committing yourself to a new path in your life. Maybe you're committing yourself to a promise, like maybe you're promising yourself something. I also think a lot of you're committing to like a new routine or new schedule. Because I'm definitely feeling like a new schedule or routine is emerging for you, and you're committing deeper to it. There also could be different other types of commitment happening in your life during the month of November as well. But I'm definitely hearing committing to a new path, committing to a new schedule, committing to a promise that you're making for yourself, even if this promise is kind of hard. We also have slow and steady. So things, even if things are kind of moving a bit slower, they're steadily moving forward for you. And there's a reminder of that for the month of November. Even if you're moving at a snail's pace, it's still moving forward. You're still heading in the right direction. So it's okay. Just go slow and steady, and it will get done. Don't rush yourself. Don't feel like it has to be a decision that has to happen tomorrow, because then we might make decisions that we regret later on. So go slow and steady, be very sure of yourself, and then you're going to have a really good and positive outcome. This could also be a transition that's happening slow and steadily, right? And maybe that's why I was feeling like 6 weeks from now, and for example, the springtime in June are also going to be very significant for you regarding this. We also have fate coming out. So this is something that's very much like written in the stars for you. I think it's something that was meant to happen. And you're also fated for a new beginning, because the eggs symbolize hatching a new beginning, birthing something new. So there is something here as well where a lot of you are birthing a new phase in your life. We also have the Get Creative card. I think a lot of you are unlocking more of your creativity in this next month. I also think that there may be like a gift coming for you, because this bird with this flower just reminds me of some sort of gift. So there could be a gift of creativity in this next month, feeling a little bit more free, feeling a little bit more creative in yourself, like you can spread your wings and actually take action on more creativity. We also have release, so there's definitely a lot of old energy, old maybe emotion that you're definitely releasing in this next month as well. And we also have paradox. This is reminding me of that balance. There's going to be like a situation that requires you to balance it, and also a situation where both sides are true. So that's very interesting. I wonder how that applies to you, but definitely the wisdom of this card is like both sides are true. Both sides are accurate. So let's go ahead and see any last info for my group 4s. These are some beautiful like oracle wisdom cards that have been so accurate and so amazing. So let's see what we have for you. We have the card here of joy. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. So spreading more joy rather than spreading anything else. When we spread joy, when we do things with joy, even if we're doing something that we're like, I don't like, this is kind of like, you know, a harder situation, but if we do it with joy, if we do it with good, positive energy and positive intention, we will revel in the result a lot more than if we do things kind of with like a like attitude, right? Our attitude is something that dictates a lot of the results that we get in our life. So joy is something coming up here, and I really think that you're also attracting and moving towards, transitioning towards a lot more joy in your life right now. So group 4, all of you are transitioning towards more joy in your life. Oh, and then we also have the transform card. So transform, emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. So if you've been kind of like waiting for something, or if you've been sort of sitting back in your cocoon a little bit, now it's time for you to emerge with beauty and grace. This is time for you to shine, my love. This is time for you to come out of your shell. This is time for you to be more open and to also create these transformations. It is time for the transformation in your life. Ooh, getting goosebumps from that one. I love that one. Then we also have the card of music. There is a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. So the music is guiding you. And there's also positivity in every situation. A huge thing I'm hearing from this one is that there's positivity in every situation. There's music in every situation. There's a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. And it's interesting, it's talking about melodies, and because that's kind of like almost like a harmony in a way. I know they're kind of different, but they both apply to music. And we had so many 6s here, and 6s are literally harmony. It can also be seen as a melody and music. The number 6s are very connected to music. So very interesting. It's like you're creating a new song of your life during the month of November. It's like there's a new song emerging that is the focal point of your life. So group number 4, there was a lot for you here happening in the month of November. I know that was a lot of information, but I hope you enjoyed this reading. It looks like you're definitely making some big positive changes and positive moves in your life that are going to bring you to so much more abundance and so much more power in your life. So I'm sending you so much love, my group number 4s. I hope you enjoyed today's video and reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye.